I never thought I'd see another one of these.
It's been a long time, brother. A long time.
The mess hall fell silent. Every eye in the room locked onto the old man shuffling through the lunch line, his weathered hands trembling slightly as he reached for a tray. His flannel shirt hung loose on his frame, and beneath the rolled-up sleeves, a faded tattoo peeked out, barely visible, the ink dulled by decades of sun and time. At the corner table, 3 Delta Force operators sat hunched over their meals, their uniforms crisp, their shoulders broad with the confidence of America's elite warriors. The youngest one, Jenkins, spotted the tattoo first. He nudged his buddy Thompson and smirked. "Check out Grandpa over there. Probably got that ink at some county fair in the 70s. Thinks he's tough," Thompson snorted, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. "Probably never saw a day of real combat. Just another wannabe telling war stories at the VFW." The third operator, Martinez, leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. "My grandfather actually served. Purple Heart, Bronze Star, but he doesn't parade it around like it's Halloween. That old-timer? Probably clerk duty, paper pusher, pretending he was infantry." Their laughter echoed through the mess hall. Cruel, dismissive, the kind of mockery that cuts deeper than any blade. The old man's jaw tightened, but he didn't turn around. He just kept moving through the line, his movements deliberate, controlled. He'd heard it all before. For 50 years, he'd heard it. But then the side door burst open. A 2-star general strode in, and the entire mess hall snapped to attention. Not just stood, snapped, like lightning had struck every spine in the room. General Marcus Hawthorne. Decorated. Legendary. The kind of man whose reputation entered a room 5 minutes before he did. His eyes swept the hall, and they landed on the 3 Delta operators still frozen mid-laugh, their faces suddenly pale. Then his gaze shifted to the old man, and something changed in his expression. Recognition. Then something deeper. Respect, maybe even reverence. "Gentlemen," the general's voice boomed, not angry, but commanding in a way that made everyone lean forward. "I see you've met our guest. Let me introduce you properly." He walked straight to the old man, and without hesitation, extended his hand. The old man took it, and for just a moment, something passed between them. An understanding that transcended rank, transcended time. "This," the general announced, turning to face the entire mess hall, "is James Cordell. Some of you might not recognize that name, but you should. Master Sergeant James Cordell. Retired. Vietnam. Make CV SOG." The mess hall erupted in whispers. May CV SOG. Military Assistance Command, Vietnam. Studies and Observations Group. The most classified, most dangerous special operations unit of the entire Vietnam War. The missions so secret, so deadly, that most of their operations are still classified today. Jenkins felt his stomach drop. The general wasn't finished. Master Sergeant Cordell ran 47 cross-border operations into Laos and Cambodia. 47 times he walked into enemy territory where capture meant torture and death, where extraction was never guaranteed, where the only thing between him and annihilation was his training and the men beside him. Hawthorne paused, letting the weight of those words settle like snow on a battlefield. "That tattoo you were mocking? That's not some county fair ink. That's a marking from his indigenous team, Montagnard tribesmen who fought alongside him, warriors who trusted him with their lives. That tattoo was earned in blood, in loyalty, in a bond you can't buy and you can't fake." The general began rolling up his own sleeve. Slowly, deliberately. And there it was, an identical tattoo. Faded, aged, sacred. "I was 22 years old when Sergeant Cordell pulled me out of a hot LZ with 3 bullets in my chest and half my squad dead around me. He carried me 2 miles through enemy jungle, called in extraction under fire, and stayed with me until the bird lifted off. I'm standing here today because of this man. You could hear hearts breaking in that room. You could hear pride crumbling. You could hear shame settling into the bones of 3 warriors who thought they knew what tough looked like. The general looked directly at Jenkins, Thompson, and Martinez. You want to know what real strength is? It's not your PR scores or your jump wings or your deployment patches. It's carrying your brothers when they can't walk. It's going back into hell when everyone else is running out. It's living 50 years with nightmares you'll never talk about, with scars no one can see, and still showing up with grace when boys half your age mock what they don't understand. Cordell finally spoke, his voice quiet but steady as iron. It's all right, General. They didn't know. But now they do, Hawthorne said firmly. Jenkins stood first, his legs shaking. Then Thompson, then Martinez. They walked to Cordell together, and without a word, Jenkins extended his hand. Sir, we owe you an apology. And more than that, we owe you respect. We should have given from the start. Cordell looked at the 3 young operators, saw himself in them decades ago, arrogant and unbroken by the world's hard truths. He took Jenkins' hand. You owe me nothing, son. Just remember, every veteran you see carried something heavy so you could stand tall. Don't ever forget that. The mess hall erupted in applause. Not polite clapping, but thunderous, genuine respect. And as Cordell sat down to eat, the general sat beside him, 2 warriors sharing a meal, 2 men connected by ink, by blood, by a bond that time could never erase. That day, 3 elite operators learned what every warrior eventually learns, that true strength isn't about who's toughest in the room. It's about honoring those who walked through fire before you ever lit your first match.